Hello everyone and welcome to the Pelagos channel. Now, you might wonder, he's going to make a watch video. What might it be about? Well, it's kind of obvious because the Tudor 39mm Pelagos came out. What is my opinion? Let me go over the specs and just give you my impression of the new Pelagos. Now, I have not seen it in person. I haven't put it on the wrist, so I'm not really sure if everything I'm going to say will keep up as soon as I got it on the wrist. But I will tell you what I think now I've seen it. And a 39 Pelagos millimeter is good. First of all, if there's one Pelagos I think they should make, is the green one, GMT. But anyway, that's my thing. So what do we got? We got a 39, I wrote stuff down, I always do. So you got a 39mm Pelagos, 47mm from top to bottom, 200 meters water resistance. So for a watch that you're going to pay 4,400 euros for, or $4,400, I think it's about the same at the moment, you're getting a 200mm watch without a helium escape valve, without the clasp that is just so typically Tudor. I'm wearing the original Gen 1 ETA 2824/2. The one Pelagos that is actually kind of being steady and making money. Now, this is a non-seller review because what I normally see is a lot of people who are selling watches and they go on YouTube to say how great these watches are simply because they got them in stock and want to sell them. Nothing wrong with that, but it always gets the different... They always, in my opinion, make the mistake of not knowing the difference of resale value and value itself. What does the watch do? Do you get value for money when you buy it? Resale value is something completely different. There is this Dutch guy who got really famous in the last few years. He calls himself a watch expert, Nico Leonard, I think his name is. Watch his channel, he's fun. He's a bit of a Archie Luxury 2.0, but nobody beats Archie Luxury. So good try, but you know, if you got 1 million subscribers, you can just shout a little bit, I guess. I mean, I'll be happy if this video gets 200-300 views. But anyway, there was this guy who said if you want to have a good value watch, you buy a Grand Seiko. And the first thing he goes completely wild because if he hears the name Seiko, he gets a tear. He goes. Ja, ik zie het toch gewoon. Anyway, so he is like, oh, you don't buy a Grand Seiko because you're going to lose half of the money as soon as you get out of the shop. But it's not about what you get when you walk out of the shop. It's what you get on your wrist for the rest of your life. Unless you're a dealer. And this is what I've been saying. If you're a dealer, your idea of a watch might be completely different than when you are a user of a watch, simply because a dealer thinks about the money that he can make selling it or reselling it or buying it to resell again. How quick am I going to sell it again? So always take the dealer's idea with a bit of salt because they're just going to try and make money out of the watch and they'll do anything and they'll say anything to get the watch to sell. So they often have some good information on it. So that's always nice to think about and to listen to because the knowledge is there. But when they start resale values and prices and so on, just turn it off, forward, or just go like, yeah, sure, it's a seller. So anyway, this watch, this Pelagos 39, lost the helium escape valve. The first helium escape valve in titanium, which said gas escape valve on the helium escape valve engraved. Never seen that on another Tudor, even a Rolex. So yeah, to just take that out, it's just, you know, why would you? There are 39mm watches with a helium escape valve. You're paying more than the additional Pelagos cost 5 to 10 years ago, where it was 4,100, I think. So you're paying more money for a smaller watch without a helium escape valve and without the brilliant clasp. I mean, I'm still wearing this because my wrist has been a bit, I've grown a little bit during travel. So my wrists are growing as well. And I have it continuously on the spring setting. And I've had it on the spring setting ever since I got the watch, by the way. And it's still going perfectly. So there's nothing wrong with the springs. The springs will not how do you say, wear out or anything. It's just fantastic. So that is just to cut budgets. And if you're going to cut budgets, that's fine, but then you have to bring this watch on the market for 2,500 euros. I think the Pelagos 39 would be a great buy for 3,000 euros, but $4,400 is just, I think it's insane. Similarly, I don't really enjoy the sunburst dial. I'm going to hit on the watch now. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't think, even if it's going to be very popular, because people who couldn't get a 39 millimeter Black Bay, they're gonna go like, oh, but I bought a Pelagos now, so it's better than the Black Bay. No, you bought the not the cheapest because it's 4,400, but you bought the most dressed down Pelagos that you could get. It's like buying a Rolex Cellini and say, I got a Rolex. So yeah, I'm not really enthusiastic about this watch. I'm sorry. It looks like Tudor is trying to push the Pelagos down your throat, right? Because the Black Bay is a hit. They don't have to make anything. They can do anything, but the Black Bay will be a success. But when it comes to the Pelagos, it never was a very popular watch. People like it, but not many people really buy it and wear it. So they put an in-house movement in it to get some more customers or make it more special. They put 5 lines of text in it, and they made a blue version of it as well. And it ran and it was okay. Then they make the left-hand drive, which is plummeting in price. If you're going to tell resale, those are not really going well. Yeah, why would you wear a left-hand watch if you're right-handed, right? So that's kind of a niche watch. So I didn't get that one. Then you got the fixed Pelagos, the FXD. Also, a semi-directional, multi-directional bezel, which just didn't do it for me either. And now I see this one as well, the sunburst dial. I mean, the nicest thing about the Pelagos, which is the characteristic of a Pelagos, is that it's matte. You know, so the dial is matte, the bezel is matte. So it's all about not being shiny. And with the sunburst dial, you suddenly make the watch kind of, you get a titanium, which is not a shiny metal. Then you get a matte finish that just makes the watch watchable without any shine. Now, you're going to stay with the titanium. They should have made this a stainless steel watch and call it Tudor Galapos or so. I don't know. But now they put on a shiny bezel, shiny sunburst dial. The hour markers are not in crevices, so they just put on. There's this beautiful, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's this beautiful crevices where the hour markers lay in the original Pelagos. That's wonderful. And the original Pelagos has 2 lines of text. It doesn't say Pelagos because the wearer will know what it is. In my opinion, that's just as stupid as Arabic numerals on a dial, like if you don't know how to read time. So that's the reason I probably will never get a dial with Arabic numerals on it, because it looks like a clock, and I want to have a watch. So anyway, and the bezel as well, it seems to be a lot cruder in cut on the sides. You see here, you hardly can even see the nudges in the bezel, and it just turns perfectly when you turn it. But my English is not that good today. Did you notice? Well, hopefully tonight during the live show it'll be better. But anyway, I'll continue. So there's a lot more rough edges on the new Pelagos. The bezel is a lot rougher. I wonder if it turns the same, though. I don't know. So it's got Pelagos in red on it, and yeah, okay, if you want to do that, it's fine with me. I love this one that it only says 2 things. It says rotor self-winding 500 meter. That's more or less all you gotta need to know when you buy a watch like this. Now it has to say Pelagos chronometer, officially certified. The whole officially certified, which is, I'm not sure how do you call it in English, but it's like nonsense text, because when it says chronometer, it is already officially certified. So, or put chronometer in it, or put officially certified in it, or whatever, but both underneath each other, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then 200 meters, you lose 300 meters, water resistant. So I'm like, is Tudor trying to push sales? Is Tudor trying to push the Pelagos? trying to find all kinds of different ways of Pelagos to get the Pelagos more attention than the Black Bay is getting. I don't know. I would just say if Tudor want to do a real modern new kind of bang Pelagos, get the dark green GMT Pelagos going, and let's see what happens then. But anyway, until they listen to me, I'll just have to talk to the screen here and hope you get something out of it that is just my opinion, right? It's not a given. It's my opinion as someone who's been wearing the Pelagos for about 10 years. No service yet. It does run slow, like 8 to 10 seconds a day. But being in an ETA, I'll just wait until it really crashes and I'll bring it to any watchmaker who's going to repair it for me for about, I don't know, 60, 70 euros, get it back and have a great watch again. I would say on the new Pelagos, the 39mm, the crown is also pretty big. Pretty big crown. I don't know, maybe you want that or not. I don't know. So I put here in big letters a non-seller review. I said that at the beginning. So some people say, is it going to be a home run for Tudor? I think this one will do better than the other Pelagi. The left-hand drive was popular for about 3 to 4 months. Everybody wanted one. The fixed one was popular for about 3 or 4 months. Everybody wanted one. But it's all died down because it's not the original Pelagos. It misses true characteristics of the real Pelagos. So it's too much. It's just too much cutting down, budgeting on a watch that is supposed to be above the Black Bay. So instead of maybe, I don't know, getting the Black Bay at helium escape valve or bringing a titanium Black Bay, they're tuning down the Pelagos to get the Pelagos sold. It's just not something that I really get. Like I said, the bezel looks kind of rough. Some people call it a Tudor Submariner. I can't help it when I hear people say that. It's a Tudor. It's not a Submariner. Just get over it. And like I said again, the clasp, they left the how do you call that? The diver's extension in, which I would say get that off and just use your original clasp with the spring bars in it. That I don't know anyone who have ever used a diver's extension in a watch unless they actually went diving with it. And I think if you're going to dive with a watch and you want to dive and you buy a Pelagos, you buy an original Pelagos or a Gen 2, 500 meters with a helium escape valve. That's what you want to buy. So yeah, just getting this one with the diver's extension, but without the clasp, which is actually much more usable to wear than the diver's extension, which you're never going to use anyway. Just, I don't know, it's cutting costs. So I'm already talking for 30 minutes. I think that's about a sweet spot, I know, because a lot of my other videos are going to be longer. Check in for the live show tonight. Ask me anything about the travels, about Ireland, where I'm now, or watches, or this watch for God's sake. But yeah, am I a fan of the new Tudor Pelagos? Size, very good. Because things are going smaller. Dimensions of the watch with the big crown, the crude bezel cutouts, and in my opinion, a not that nice sunburst dial with, in my opinion, a terribly awful shiny bezel and no laid-in indexes and crevices. For me, there's a no-brainer. Don't get this. Wait until they bring the green Pelagos GMT. I would buy that if they make it right and not like they've been doing with the fixed or the FXD or this one or the left-hand drive or 5 lines of text. Or, I mean, if you want to go for in-house movements, that's fine. But if you're talking about watches that are not tens of thousands of euros, in-house is a bit of a joke anyway. So if you still can and you want a Pelagos, get the Gen 1, people. Just get the Gen 1. You will not be disappointed and you will keep it for the rest of your life. All right. Hope you like this video. Maybe see you tonight or not. Anyway, the Pelagos 39, should you get it? My opinion? Nah. Ciao, bye.